What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 6 of the next page here on the SideNote channel. If you haven't already, please give the socials a follow, the Twitter and also the YouTube link. If you want to be part of the show, don't forget to come and join the Discord as well. Wow. The last 2 weeks been very, very interesting.
Yeah, interesting is one way to put
it. I don't know. Where do we start this week? Oh my god!
I don't even know. To be honest, I've been looking at it all, and I just don't know where to start. I just don't know.
All right. Well, let's kick it off with we'll break away from the norm, I guess, which will probably come up in a bit later on. But so it appears as though we have some emojis that the Gen Z era do not like, and apparently are trying to get banned.
This is just...
I don't know how I feel about this shit. I mean,
well,
look,
I know how I feel about
it.
it. It's fucking stupid. That's what it is. There is no common sense.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
this is.
I mean,
this is cancel culture gone awry again. That's all this is.
You're getting butthurt over images that are used to communicate that we've been using for
decades
since instant messaging came out. I mean, so the things they're trying to get cancelled are the thumbs up, the red heart, the OK hand. So I'm still not even sure what that is. The check mark or the tick. What? The poo symbol? Like, okay, I kind of see that one, but yeah, whatever. Your loud crying face, your monkey covering eyes, clapping hands, lipstick kiss mark, and grimacing face are the 10 they're trying to get taken off. Now, look, I mean, kids, you guys come up with some of the dumbest language on the planet, and yet you're trying to ban pictures. You've got kidding me. Come on now.
Like, Gen Z is without a doubt the most offensive generation to date.
They are the softest generation to date.
But they're also the most offensive. Like, half the shit that they come out with just pushes the fucking line.
Yeah, well, exactly, yeah.
Offensive and offended. I mean, we're talking about a thumbs up. Look, I've done it. I've done it right. It's here. Cancel me. Go for it. I don't care. It's a fucking thumbs up.
Like, I mean, it's on every messaging service on the planet. I mean, it has been since IGN was out, since MSN first came out. I mean,
all of these
and
emojis.
We're talking the ages of 16 to 29 in this window. Like, if you're 29, I hate to say it, but you're barely younger than me. What the fuck is your problem?
Sorry, they're all Kevins and Karens. That's all it is.
I mean,
right, we're talking about emotes that have been around since emotes were a thing. Well, a lot of them anyway.
Exactly.
And they're universal emotes. These are used worldwide.
But they're trying to get this whole predictive text, so it's easy to hit a fucking button for predictive text rather than hitting an emoji.
Learn how to fucking spell.
Yeah, I mean,
stop being lazy.
That was the next thing. Like,
right, so
how many of these Gen Zers correct autocorrect?
Yeah, right. You know, there's going to be a good handful of those ones, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I remember I had my Nokia 3310, right? It was the age of shortening down text, you know, because you only had so many characters per text that you could use. So people shortened it down. I didn't. I just got really creative in what I was saying and got the point across using proper English. Or I sent multiple messages. Either way, like that's just how I am. Like even now, like I will send full-blown messages, correct English-wise. I don't shorten things because it's dumb. It's lazy. I hate it.
It's like I mean, the thumbs up. I mean, if you're sending a group message to people and you're not expecting a response, if it's a rhetorical question like, hey guys, I'll see you at 10 o'clock on SideNote. Thumbs up means okay. Like it's like cool.
Yeah,
See you there.
like,
It's not like I'm asking
I
for a response. Like I'm not asking will they be there.
yeah.
It's
Like I get how
come on
a
now.
thumbs up can come across as sarcasm or something, but
But
it's really situational,
but doesn't
and that's
I
you
was gonna
can't.
say
I
doesn't
mean,
that
you
depend
can,
on the lead up question though, or the lead up statement?
but you can
Speed, I
take.
think you're a dickhead, and you give me the thumbs up. It's just like you're being sarcastic. I'm going to return it in serve. It's
Good job,
like
idiot.
okay, genius. Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's not. It's like again, like they're getting offended because they
It's
can't
coming.
text the
It's
right
coming
thing.
right. Here's the problem, right? They're texting everything. Everything is texted. No one talks to each other. So texted messages get taken out of context. I know this
Yeah,
firsthand. I deal with my ex. It happens on a regular basis.
you deal with kids for work. I mean, come on, like. But I mean, let's be serious for a minute though. Like, if you start canceling that, where do you draw the line in canceling things? Does that mean the
Well, you
heart eyes
don't.
is going to be next, or the sweating one? Because it's hot as balls outside. Like, where do you draw the line and say we just don't use emojis? I mean,
Obviously, you
let's just
can't.
stop the
There is
bullshit
no
and say
line.
no.
As soon as you start canceling things for the dumbest reasons, you
Yeah.
draw a line in the sand. That line is
I mean,
gone.
does that mean someone's going to want to ban the one with the halo over its head or the dollar sign coming out its mouth? Like,
Yeah. Oh, fuck it. You know what?
I mean,
I'm not religious.
I'm offended by it.
I'm offended
that.
I'm offended by the emoji with the angel halo, right?
Yeah,
I want that cancelled right now because I'm offended. Don't care what anyone else thinks. Get over your fucking self.
right. It's
Like,
weird, isn't it? I mean, this generation or this Gen Z has just got to stop. Like, just
it's the cancel culture. It's that
they just
offends
don't
me.
give a
I'm
shit.
gonna cancel that. No, right?
Yep.
Just
But I mean,
it's
it's like you see it in business, though, isn't it? You don't just see it on this. It's everywhere. It's like, oh, if I'm the manager of a
everywhere.
business and I don't like what my staff want to do, I'm not going to do it. So I'm just going to make it harder for them to try and do anything.
Yeah,
You see it through the whole thing.
right.
It's just like I don't like
So like,
that, so I'm not going to allow that to happen.
I'll use my work in this example. It's a it's a bit of a stretch, right? So as a business, as any business, if you have underperforming uh,
Hmm.
staff, you
Yep.
back then it was you pull your head in, you do your damn job. This is what we pay you to do.
Well, yes, I
It was pretty harsh.
will.
Got the message
Yeah,
across,
exactly.
right? Now it's like, now Timmy, we really shouldn't be acting like that now. Next time will be a formal warning. You can have like 3 formal warnings before any sort of serious action happens. But that's how
Yeah.
businesses are now. They've cancelled,
Yep.
you know, having a go at people for not doing their job because of mental instability reasons or something. Like it hurts the
Yep.
the psychological manner of the
Yeah.
staff.
Yeah, because it
I
comes back
I
from that same generation saying,
I
"Oh, we
yeah.
get hurt by you
I mean,
yelling at us."
it's like
Or
it's like spanking and stuff. Like, I get it. Okay,
mm,
yes, some of it does have deep psychological impact. I get
yes,
that.
but the average
you know,
like fucking clip on the backside is not gonna scar you for life.
yes, yes, but
You're gonna take much
like,
bigger falls off monkey bars and bikes
yeah,
and skateboards and
like
shit than getting a smack
we're
on the backside.
they're so worried about offending people that they'll just cave.
Yeah.
They'll just be like, all right, well, we won't do that anymore.
Yep.
I mean, the best example of cancel culture I've seen, like, and it's still going, is Hogwarts Legacy. Because it's tied to J.K.
Oh,
Rowling and her transgender comments that she's made.
Yeah,
Like that's her comments, right? Nothing to do with the franchise.
nothing to do with the game.
Nothing to do with the game at all. The game is just a game about a franchise. Just
But
because
where
the
do
owner
we?
of that franchise has an opinion, I mean,
That's right, an opinion. Exactly right. It's an opinion.
yeah.
Where do we not respect someone's opinion? Like we've all got them,
Fucking we do.
but this Gen Z's just lost its mind. I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't know what they're trying to achieve. But whatever they're going to do is not going to be a good thing.
Yeah, but where do you stop? Where
Oh,
are
exactly.
they
Once you
going to stop?
start, yeah. You know, there's no end in sight because once you start it, you can't stop it.
Yeah, like
It's just an ever-growing snowball at that stage.
yeah, like you just can continuously cancel stuff off. Yeah, at what point do you become happy with the world how it is? You'd be like, right, well, I'm done. I've cancelled thousands of things in my lifetime.
Yep.
Everything's peachy now. The
Yep.
problem is everyone
Oh
has
shit.
different points of view, and they're all gonna want to cancel different shit.
Oh look, I've gotten a text message. I can't read that right now. I'm busy.
That's yeah. I can't read that right now. I'm gonna cancel phones because they're disruptive.
Yeah, I was like, geez, all you just had to send me a thumbs up. Like, just say okay. Like, shit, you didn't need to send me a 3-paragraph message saying, "Oh, look, I'd really like to be there, but you know, my finger's a little bit sore, so I might not be able to drive." And like, come on, for fuck's sake, stop! For fuck's sake, Gen Z, just stop.
just stop everything that you're doing. Just stop.
Anyway, all
Um,
right, moving along.
yeah.
Just throw this in there just quickly.
Yeah.
What do you got?
No. All right. So just on completely off topic, right? So we had Need for Speed Unbound. That
Oh yes,
we had a teaser trailer and like a partial gameplay sort of trailer came out afterwards. It was interesting. Look, as every Need for Speed game before it has come out, it looks good, but does it play good? We don't know.
I guess we'll find out when we get our.
We
early
don't
access
know
on Game
how it
Pass.
feels. Like yes, they've overhauled the physics engine and it's all brand new and you know I mean we've got Criterion Games leading the project again. So it's very possible that it could be a good game. I don't know about the artistic.
I think they need to go back to the underground style.
But it looks like they have.
That's where it was at its best.
I feel like just by watching the teasers, it does look like it has sort of gone back to that underground feel. Just with like a bit of animation over the top of it.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
I'm gonna drop a link in chat here as well in a minute.
Yeah. Sorry, just one more thing before we hit all the juicy stuff. So Phil Spencer uploaded a picture onto Twitter of his setup, and he was tagging tagging Fallout because it was some sort of anniversary or whatnot. And up on the top shelf, there's like a little hint of an Xbox console, but not the typical Xbox console that we've seen. And it's, I mean, he does it all the time. I mean, he's done interviews where there's stuff been hidden in plain sight behind him, and like weeks later, you know, an announcement will come out, and you know, people will backtrack to older interviews and be like, "What was right there?" You know, it was so out in the open. It looks like it's going to be the Xbox Keystone, which was going to be the streaming console that was rumored a very long time ago.
I did see that.
Yes, it looks very interestingly placed on that shelf. I will say that much. It's definitely a lot smaller. It's probably like half the size of a Series S, which is rumored. Again, that's what what was going to happen. But it's all going to be like your cloud-based gaming and whatnot. And considering how far cloud gaming has gone, especially for Xbox, I mean, no better time. I mean, they've announced that you can now cloud game on your 2022 Samsung smart TVs and whatnot. So
Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see how that's going to go. How much it's going to cost, actually.
probably be a fair bit from the actual main
I don't
space. So
know
it'd
because
be
it doesn't.
interesting though. Probably,
I don't think it would be that much. It's going to be substantially cheaper than the Series S.
yeah. Oh, substantially.
I would
Because you
go
won't have
like,
any of the storage or anything like that. You'll be literally it'll be cloud based.
yeah, I would go maybe like half the price if I had to
The only
take.
thing they'd really need would be some small storage for the operating system and maybe your account.
I
Maybe
mean, yeah, you're like
that's
minor
about it.
storage, yeah, for the OS and all that sort of jazz.
So
Um,
you're probably looking, a couple $100,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah. But anyway, we'll move on from that. We'll get into the juicy stuff now.
Well, before we hit the real juicy stuff, I want to take
Oh,
a little
okay,
bit of a
sorry.
poke at D Live here. Check that tweet
Ooh,
out, guys. The whole Twitch banning
look at
and
that
not
one.
really banning gambling. D Live has come out and says, as of October 18, Twitch TV will be making a policy update to prohibit slots, roulette, or dice games that are not licensed in the US. We would like to announce DLive.tv welcomes all streamers who create this type of content. I mean, like DLive, I mean, of
They're
all
really
places,
trying.
they're,
I mean,
they're like,
if anything
they're just
screams
trying to milk
desperation,
it.
it's
Right.
like,
Well,
oh
I
shit,
don't,
we're
don't
we're
know about
really
desperation
suffering.
just yet. I think we're quite there yet, but we're close.
Yeah, it's like, oh damn, we're really suffering. Oh look, this whole market that's just opened up to us because it's now banned somewhere else. Let's take
Yeah,
it on.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
quick, let's all absorb that, and we'll
yeah,
take that on board. So yeah,
no,
good one, DLive. I mean,
yeah, it's only going to
who we could
backfire
actually
on
see
you.
fit.
Good luck,
Um,
idiots.
and then as we start to leech in, and I mean leech into the juicy stuff, holy moly. Uh, we'll start with an extract of a Twitter that I took out the other week, last week, from TwitchCon. Ironically enough, there's a lot of shit coming around TwitchCon lately.
Oh, what a shit show!
Reading
Literally.
here from Watch Holly. When I was at TwitchCon, one of my affiliated friends went to go speak to a sponsor, and they showed a bunch of interest until a co-worker told them not to associate with affiliates, only partners.
Yeah,
Wow. That to me is look
disgusting.
that's just disrespectful on the top end.
I did see
I
a response to that tweet as well. Someone who is
yeah
actually sponsored by those people, and they have removed their sponsorship. They will no
yeah they
longer be
took their
working with
sponsorship
that
back and told them to
company.
shove
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Um,
Um,
but
look, if a company's looking for growth, I mean, rather than hitting a high end person who's already got maximum viewership, you'd be better to try and hit a smaller person who's growing to expose more people to it.
yeah,
Um,
but
you know,
it's
if you go to Ninja and he's got Logitech, he's putting that out to 50,000 people in one hit. But in theory, you could go to a smaller streamer who's building, and that could then potentially turn into hundreds of thousands of people.
yeah.
So that
So
worries me. That's the
it's
attitude from companies.
it's a twofold problem, right?
Yeah,
So it's very much like the Twitch mindset, where it's all about viewers. The more viewers you have, the more money you're going to make for the platform, right? But it's also about risk. You know, the streamers that bring in the high number of viewers are less risky than the
yeah,
smaller streamers, even if they're like growing at a really good rate. Okay, that's still a huge risk for a company to take on because
hmm
you just don't know. Like they might just plateau out, and then you'll get nothing more out of them. Like
yep,
that's too much of a risk for a company. Um, but even then, right? Yes, that was towards affiliates, but it was also happening to partners.
yeah,
There was a video out there where a partner was speaking to a company, and during conversation, the company had asked them what's their CCV, so their
Yep.
concurrent viewers. Why is that a factor?
Because they want exposure, but they don't want to pay for it. That's
Again,
pretty much the
it's
thing.
the
They don't want to go
risk.
and pay for a TV ad or an internet ad. They want to put it on someone's channel and say, well,
Yeah.
we'll give you a 20% discount code and we'll ship you one thing a year. So they actually save money on advertising by using these people who've got 15, 16,000 people exposed every fucking minute.
Yeah.
And it is really disgusting attitude.
It's
That being
the
said, though,
risk
if there is any
factor.
brands that want to come sponsor the show and get some exposure, hey, hit us up in the Discord.
Feel free. But seriously,
you know
no.
what I'm saying, though? It's like your big companies have got to start looking smaller.
Well, everyone started somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If the current mindset continues, where these companies are only looking at the bigger players, it's the rich making the rich richer. That's all it is.
And pushing out the smaller streamers again.
Yeah,
because the smaller streamers got nowhere to go.
Yeah, it's huge segregation in the streaming sector. Like, why is it such a big risk to give smaller streamers a chance? Like, what? Why can't? Oh, look out! All right.
So the thing being though is, what would be better is for them to have one person at 15,000, or would it be better to have 15,000 people at 10 people?
All right.
Like, what would be better for a company?
Yeah.
More exposure, more people promoting to more people, or narrowing it down to a bigger bucket who eventually is just going to say, yeah, so it's Logitech, who gives a shit? Or it's Razer, who cares? It's this, who cares?
Yeah. I guess.
You got shit in the waiting room if you want to drag him in.
Yep.
And hello,
Shinzakura, welcome on board.
There we go.
Welcome on.
For my recuperation to hold on, I gotta mute some stuff here.
Look out, he has opinions.
That's the wife who also has opinions. Okay, so basically I thought I'd weigh in because I have seen this time and time again. Companies that just do not ever want to grow and build loyalty. They just expect you to just jump in like a wide-eyed waif and just accept what little peanuts they want to throw at you.
Yeah. But like, I guess, like, one of the bigger problems is that small streamers aren't looking for the same deal, so to speak, as the bigger streamers are. Just something. It doesn't have to be a lot. Just to say, well, shit. I'm now sponsored by Logitech, for example. But they only give me a shirt. Or apparel every now and then. That's still a sponsorship.
Well, I can also give another example of this. I kind of weaseled my way into sponsorship pseudo with a streaming company called Caster Labs. I do a lot of anti-advertising with them. Anti-advertising means I just shoot off my mouth whatever way I want, as long as I mention them. That doesn't make them completely embarrassed. They love it. And they've been willing to grow with me. It's like, and I definitely don't fit the demographic of your typical streamer. So I'm glad that they did. But I've seen some of my other friends who have streamed, and they've tried hard and wide to try to work with these other companies, and it's like, I'm sorry, you are 2 years older than our demographic, so we're gonna have to turn you down. I've got numbers here to prove it. You're 2 years older than our demographic, or you don't fit the demographic, or
yeah,
we have to follow the volumetric at all times. It's like,
yeah, you don't fit the
bean counter.
the primary goal of the company, essentially.
So one thing I do like, Rogue Energy, completely the opposite. If you go into their website and you apply, you instantly get accepted. Like there's no beating around the bush. There's no like, oh, you don't fit the age. They just, yep, bang, there's your code. Go and promote it,
Yeah.
and you get the feedback. So there are companies out there that definitely do sort of break that mold, but it's very hard to find because they're one in, very few that actually make it obvious that, hey, we've got a partner program and we want more people on board.
Yeah. I
So there
think
are options, but it's just
I think
ugly
the
out there.
the smaller companies,
Mm.
it's the same as game devs, right?
Yep.
Smaller game devs will take a bigger risk because they can, compared to major dev companies. So it's the same as just your normal regular companies. The smaller companies. I mean, what have they got to lose? They'll go for, obviously there's something to lose, but they'll go for those smaller people and sort of
Yeah.
try and grow with them, or vice versa. Compared to like your larger companies that are just gonna be like, right, okay, well, you're small fish. We're not going to worry about you. We're going to go for the ones that we know are going to bring in the dollars.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't
Now,
like
the
it.
problem with that, the problem with that though is then you run into this issue of, as the company grows, then you are at the whim of how the company is. If you say, for example, you've been an affiliate or whatever with the company forever, all it takes is some significant growth and a new CEO to say, okay, we're changing that. We don't care that you've been with us for 10 years,
Yeah,
pretty much pro products. The demographic says,
yeah,
and then you just get axed.
Yeah, and I mean,
yeah,
look, that's still a possibility with any company. Is that, like, even on the top level stuff, like there could still be a thing even for Ninja, like that could still be a face thing of where he says, Red Bull just say, well, look, you're not providing anything, so we're going to cut you loose. I mean,
yeah,
that's an option you face with any sponsorship or any partnership with a company or a branding. It's always going to be a potential that could happen. So
yeah. As long as the moral
it is what
standpoint
it is.
standpoint of the company stays steady, you're reasonably safe at that stage.
Yeah.
But if there is that major shakeup in things, like when Microsoft took over Beam, it's just
The
that
biggest point
external force that sort of shook things a little bit too much.
the biggest point is it shouldn't matter whether you're an affiliate, whether you're a streamer, whether you're a partner, whether you're, you know, day one. You should still have the same opportunities to get, you know, a chance at being sponsored, or at least
Yeah,
have some sort of goal to chase. Like,
yeah, but like
if Razer said, "Hey, look, we'll take you once you get to 500." 500 followers, well, then that's at least a target. At least you know that, yeah, look, I've got something to work towards, and I'll get it. I use all the Razer products. I'm really fluid with it, and it gives you time to build up I guess, a repertoire of what you can go through. So,
but like, where is that bar set? There's
well, there
no,
isn't.
no. Well, no. They sort of make it up on the spot. You
Yeah.
know, there is no bar to reach to because we don't know where it is. So it's just a complete roll of the dice. Do you fall under, the required amount? Oh, sorry. Better luck next year.
Yeah. It's demoralizing
It is. We
as a
shouldn't be doing
streamer to
it.
be able to be. No, it should be a fair aspect across the board.
We definitely need
mean,
more companies giving the smaller streamers a go. Sure.
Not for sure.
well, unfortunately, like you were saying, there's if you don't have a bar, then people start figuring out the worst of it. Case in point, there is a streaming site out there who I'll be nice and not name, um, who has available partnerships, and for the longest time, nobody could figure out their what their method was because they never put it out. essentially somebody finally figured it out. The requirement was you had to be mediagenic. You didn't have to be able to play a game worth crap. You didn't have to be, to be able to play music worth crap or whatever. You just had to be mediagenic, i.e., you had to look good.
Mm.
And as a result, that company lost a lot of potential streamers
Well,
to the
yeah.
point now that pretty much the grand majority of their streamers are their quote partners, who are pretty much pretty faces who do nothing.
I think clone of like. Well, I guess
Yeah.
it's an equal opportunity booth bunnies.
I mean,
I don't think that's
that
right either.
again. I mean, that again falls into that whole, like, why would you be so selective when you've got the
Yeah.
potential to have someone who could grow, leaps and bounds in that system? I mean, obviously, you can't just put everybody on as a partner. I mean, that's fair. But you've got to make it very clear as to what the minimum requirement, and make it a minimum requirement is going to give you minimum reward. Like there's got to be a scale where, okay, look, you've made 500 follows, you stream 30 hours a week, okay, you meet our minimum requirement. That'll give you a code for 5%.
Yeah.
So here, get you started. Then as you build, you generate sales, you generate things, and they come back to you and you go, oh, you've just sold like $15,000 worth of stuff in the last 6 months. Here, we'd like to give you a 10% code because you're clearly pushing the business. You're clearly pushing sales and generating stuff for us. So I think there's a way around it. I think there's a way that they could really have a minimum and a maximum. Like, if you're at this point, you're probably already out of our range. But if you're at this point, you could really start building some momentum and get it started. So
I mean,
I
regardless,
think it's just a mindset.
you've got to open up the range. You can't just be
Yeah.
like, right, well, we're locking it down to, these sort of people. Open up the range.
these top
Get some
15,
new people in. Take that risk. I mean, you've got the people who are going to make you money, right? You got that locked in. That's gold. Take
Yeah.
the risk every now and then and pick up a smaller content creator.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I think giving the option and the smaller streamer a chance to actually feel that they're wanted and they're needed in that space, I think would actually drive their content to be better. It would drive them to be a better creator. It would push them into a direction that would say, hey,
They
I'm
got
gonna
something to
promote
work
every
for
day
then.
I'm going to promote every day on the socials. I'm going to push it. I'm going to push it hard. I'm going to push on my show. I'm going to have links all over my channel. I'm going to have it in my bio. I'm going to have it everywhere because, they feel like they're a part of the cause. And I think
Yeah.
that's just what brands need to look at. So this
Yeah.
this whole like affiliate or partner, this branding, this name stuff is just, it shouldn't be a part of it.
Yeah. Not only that, but by taking a chance to give you somebody new, you actually build a bulwark there. So when times get lean, and you start going down, the guys who are there just for the money, they're going to bail like rats on a sinking ship. The guy or girl you gave a chance to, they are more likely to stick around, out of loyalty or a chance to do better, whatever it may be. But they are far more invested than the person you brought in, during the best of times, and just made it clear we're bringing you in because you bring in money.
It comes down to a particular mindset. Because
exactly right.
Unfortunately, we kind of live in what's disposable culture. So people don't think of like, well,
Mhm.
what do most people do when something breaks? They throw it out.
Yep.
So they want something cheap, easy, and then they just throw it out rather than take the time to repair it. And that's kind of the mentality that a lot of some businesses have. They just want something disposable that they can use for an X amount of time, and then just throw out that streamer that they had, that they've been
That's
using
exactly
for a while.
right.
They
That's
see
exactly right.
people's disposable too.
Yeah, disposable society. I mean, it's everything. It's everywhere we look.
Yeah, like you can always be replaced by someone better than you.
They're always looking for the next big thing, and then when the next big thing is no longer the next big thing, they just throw it out.
Yep.
and then go for the next big thing after that, and then they just use it like Kleenex or toilet paper, and then throw that out.
Yeah.
No, it's a fair statement too. I mean, it is. It's a throwaway society. But anyway, moving on
Yeah.
to I guess we'll stick with the money theme. do you want to touch on this one, Speed, or do you want
Yeah.
me to kick this one off? And
I'll let you kick it off.
So we all know Twitch has cut the revenue from their streamers at a certain point,
Yep.
and now you can get an ad incentive program.
Yeah.
I really we'll get into some more details about certain things here in a minute, but being paid to run ads.
Look.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how I feel about this at all.
I have seen a ton of mixed messages, online. There have been, there have been people saying, I'm not going to do this to my viewers. This is just crazy. It doesn't matter how much you give me. And then there are other people on the other end of the spectrum saying, I would jump at the chance to do this because like that money pays for my rent or something. Like basically, it's the people who are desperate for the money who are more likely to jump onto this opportunity.
All right,
they're not giving a whole lot. They're basically just giving peanuts, and people who are desperate are going to be grateful.
Oh no.
Just give us a second. We'll cover that.
Okay.
We'll cover that in just
Okay.
a minute.
So the
I'm
incentives.
just waiting for them to finish.
Wait, what?
I think I know what they're talking about. I'm just waiting for them to finish.
The incentives are streamer based.
Yeah.
Okay. They're unique to every streamer, depending on their analytics.
Yeah.
So what? There was one where they only streamed like 130 hours or something, and they had a huge growth, but it was during September. Naturally, that's going to happen. But their incentive is like 155 hours or something of streaming. Okay.
We'll clarify this a little bit. So I took this off Twitter. So Admiral Baru, he was offered an incentive. So if he runs 6 minutes of ads per hour and he streams 155 hours in the month, he could make an exuberant amount of money to the value of $44,321. Now, conversely, there was another streamer who was offered to run 3 minutes of ads per hour and stream 158 hours in a month. They were offered $596. Look, if we match up the same ad rate at that point, running 6 minutes of ads for that same streamer who was just offered $596 for 3 minutes of ads per hour, if you bump up to the 6 minutes per hour and stream 158 hours, it's $1,179. That's a far step from 44,000 paired to the previous person.
Obviously, what it's calculating there is your CCV.
Yeah,
that's how they're calculating that amount. Your average CCV will get you that amount of money.
Which comes down to being that whole segregation again, because you're asking someone to stream more hours in a month for 1/44th of the prize. You want them to stream more, run the same amount of ads, and you're going to pay them absolute crap.
Yeah. Like I did see one tweet where this dude did complain. I mean, yes, the figure was a nice figure that he was being offered, but he was like, my growth only came because of September, and I'm a father, with a full-time job, kind of thing. It's like
how
what?
Yeah.
So I've got to stream an extra 80 hours this month to get this incentive. You know,
I think that was this one here. It was stream 190 hours. So we're already up 40 hours on the other guys, running the same 6 minutes of ads per hour to get $23,000. Now,
Yeah.
look, that breeds a lot of concern for me in sheer facts anyway, is the fact that they've just cut all the part, like all the revenue, and now they're offering these stupid amounts of incentive on ads.
But all right, so this is this is where Twitch wins, right? They know they're going to win with this because
Because people aren't going to make those hours.
people. Well, no. Twitch are going to win with this because people want money, right? That's why they stream on Twitch, is because they want money. Now they're being incentivized with money to pay rent or money to pay off a mortgage, money to pay bills that they normally couldn't afford. People are going to push for this, right? Which in turn, right? Yes, the streamer gets their cut of the money, but Twitch is bagging a lot of that. Like, you just think of the ad revenue that Twitch is gaining from this.
Let's also not forget the fact that that is still going to breed a taxation pile as well. You're still going to be paying...
I don't think people are seeing that point though. You know,
that's right.
Like, you know, $44,000 in a month. You're going to get taxed a lot for that.
That's $480,000 a year. It's $500,000 just from ads.
Yeah,
like,
you're going to get taxed a ridiculous amount.
24/7 ads. I don't care.
Like, but this is
pay me the money.
But people are taking this as, oh, you know, I'm being given an incentive where I get $2,000 if I play X amount of ads for X amount of hours, and people would just think, well, that's easy. I'll just do that and I'll get that money. No, you're not going to get that money. Well, yes, you are, but you're going to get substantially less because you're getting taxed on that. Plus, you get fees taken out.
Plus, there's also the moral, ethical minefield of the ads themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, for example, I personally won't advertise something that I don't use myself. I don't feel comfortable about saying, you know, holding up a thing that's of fish tuna, you know, tuna chili or whatever, and say, oh, this is yummy, even though I've never had it before. You guys should go out and buy it. No, I just don't feel that. But if they're, you know, offering me money to just lie through my teeth and tell my audience that, I personally, I can't do that. I don't see a lot of other people doing that.
But
I'm sure there will be some, but yeah.
There's quite a
the
few.
bigger problem here,
you're not advertising
around.
You're just running the roll ads.
Yeah, but the biggest problem here,
up on my stream. Therefore, that's not how the audience is going to look at it. They're looking at it as, you know, it's on my stream. I'm advertising it.
Yeah. Yep. But the biggest problem here, right, with that, right, which I agree on, you know, I wouldn't want to advertise anything that I either wouldn't like back myself or personally use or whatever. The problem is you can't control which ads are being shown.
That's exactly right. They hijack your channel and they put whatever they want on it, and then they go, "Oh, thanks for giving us the space. We appreciate it. Here's a little bit of money."
Like, you could be a fucking, you know, hardcore hypercar fan, you know, Lamborghinis and shit, and you end up showing a fucking Ford ad. You know, what are you gonna? You know, you're not gonna like it, but you don't get a choice.
That's
you
right.
know. I people need to see this for what it is. Don't get confused by the amount of money, because you're not going to get it. This is Twitch testing the waters, though, right, as well. So they're testing what people will bite on. But I mean, I can see it. Twitch is going to win this. People are going to lap this up like it's the new sliced bread.
Oh yeah.
And Twitch are going to win. That's it. You know, you could hate on Twitch as much as you like for ads always being on the platform, but you're going to back a program that's going to push more ads because you get paid.
Yeah. See, this could have gone one of two ways. This could have been a mass exodus at that point. Everyone said, "Nah, if you're going to push ads that hard, we're out." But because they've put a big dollar value on it for a lot of these people, and now it's become very public knowledge, it's now going to do the opposite. Everyone's going to start pushing ads. I can guarantee you there's going to be a lot of people that run. I mean, how long before we see a 24/7 ad channel? Just
Ugh.
run ads constantly, just on a feed, just, like you'll see ads just constantly, like
Yeah.
that's the sort of thing I can see this is going to breed. And that in turn, they won't get offered because they're not really making the viewership or they're not making the follows. So they're not going to get the incentive, and then they're going to whinge about it. They were in a 24/7 ad channel and we didn't get the fucking money. So Twitch can, and then
Yeah.
it
Like,
creates more drama than it actually has solutions. In
Well,
my
I mean,
opinion.
as I said, there are two extremes to this scenario. There's no one sitting on the fence about it. There are two extremes. It's either this is dumb, I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to force myself to do that to my viewers, I'm not going to do that many hours. And the other ones that are like, you'd be fucking crazy not to take up this money.
Yeah. Well, I
Like-
mean, think about it. Okay, so if someone's in, like, AKA, like, I won't disclose too much, but if someone's in my position, that $2,000 a month would go, let me tell you, that would go a very long way
Very
in
tempting.
the world of things.
Like,
it is very tempting. But again, you've got to look beyond the white cloud and look towards the darkness that is behind it, because there's a lot of darkness behind that incentive. It's not all up front. It's not all in your face. Here, have what you want. But it's casting a bigger shadow over other issues, and they're just trying to throw this out there to throw that shade over. Like,
I mean, this is Twitch's
and
MO, though.
ironically enough, this has come out right after the sagas of TwitchCon. Like, immediately on the back of TwitchCon, there's this ad incentive. Why? Because of what went on at TwitchCon. The sexual assault claims, all that kind of stuff. There,
Yeah.
the injuries at TwitchCon, all that. Now they're going to throw these incentives. Why? Because they're covering up what's already happened. So I really wish people just open their eyes and look at it and just go, but Twitch, what are you doing? Nobody wanted ads in the first place. You forced ads in pre-roll, then you forced ads in the middle. Now you're going to pay us to run these ads, like, and I mean, it's not like just one ad every hour. It's 6 minutes of ads every hour.
Every hour.
That's a lot of
which
time.
is, I guess, I did see a tweet where someone was like, oh, when I get up and, go to the toilet, or, 6 minutes, easy, right? I get that. I mean, that's fine. But unless you've got, like, a bladder the size of a pea, and you need to go to the toilet every fucking hour, like,
Yeah.
us as
6
content
minutes.
creators, we do not sit here and get up and walk away every hour. It does not
Like,
happen.
we've been on
Like,
for,
we could,
45 minutes already.
yeah.
Nearly
Oh
50
fuck! Oh,
minutes.
time for an ad break, everyone.
Right,
Sorry.
Six minutes of ads. Sorry, bye.
Like,
holy
we could
Christ.
go. Like, yes, we take health seriously, and we do have drink breaks or toilet breaks and meal breaks and whatnot. We do that, but it could be a couple of hours before that happens.
Right. But look at the hours that they're asking you to do. Like 155 hours in a month. I mean, that in itself is ridiculous.
Quick math. I can see you on the
That
calculator.
Well,
Yeah, well,
I can tell after doing quick calculations in my head. That's a by U.S. standards, that's a part-time job.
That's
That's
40, nearly
disgusting.
40 hours a week.
I mean,
Just
that's
on
a full-time job here, right?
That's
40 hours.
exactly
40 hours a week.
here in Australia. Yeah.
Well, if 150 hours a month, it's 160 divided by 4. Yeah, you're right. That is a full-time job. Okay, I
Yeah.
miscalculated.
Yeah.
It's a full-time
They're
job.
trying to make streamers employees.
Which I get
And
it,
now,
but
they
it's
want
not
you
a
to run
full time.
6
Right?
minutes every hour.
Yes, it's a full time job, which is not a bad thing. Okay, but
Actually, it is because it's a full time job. It's worse than a full time job. It's a contractor's job because if you're at least you're
Yep.
employed by somebody, you'll get health insurance, benefits.
yeah, I
and
know.
stuff like that, depending on
I'm
your
getting
career.
there. Yeah. But yes, it's equivalent to a full time job, but the strain you would have as a content creator is far more than say you were to work a regular job for the same amount of hours.
Yeah.
You know, because as a content creator, you're here at your desk or wherever you're doing it, you know, and you know, you do it for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, you know, that's going to take its toll.
Yeah, mentally, it's going to be a lot.
Yeah.
Because you're
Like,
not really
physically,
doing
it's going
anything.
to
Like,
take it
if
out
you're
of you.
at a job, you're walking around, you're talking to human element, you know, you're physically doing something. When
Yeah.
you're sitting here for 40 hours a week, and this is what you're looking at, it's not
mean,
good health wise.
I've sat here for 12 hours more, depending on the day. But you know,
Yeah.
but even after like say that, you know, and 12 hours I find is, you know, relatively easy if I'm sort of in the mood for it. But after that, fucking exhausted. Like I'll probably have the
Yeah.
next day off. I won't be
exactly, yeah.
doing that every day. And plus, on top of that, running ads every hour. Like you're gonna be thinking
But I mean,
right about the ads
what-
all the time.
that $23,952 incentive was for 190 hours in a month. That's almost 50 hours a week.
I'm sorry,
Like,
no.
That's no.
As
That
much
isn't
as
good mental health. That's not.
as much as I enjoy streaming, and I do, that's where I would draw the line. Because you can't push yourself to do that. Like you're talking 12-hour days
I mean,
at that stage.
But
Plus,
50
with
hours
some
a
creators,
month.
with some creators, it takes more than just that. I mean, you have to. I mean, a lot of them, yeah, okay, we play games and whatnot. But what about the non gaming ones, the ones
Yeah.
who do art or music or whatnot? You need to sit there and plot your stuff out. What time? What time are you going to be able to do that?
Yeah, well, you can't. You're literally, you wake up, you're on stream, you turn it off, you go to bed.
Yeah.
Welcome
Like
in,
what
old
if
lady.
you're
Okay.
I'm gonna say what if you're a hot tub streamer, right? What are you gonna do? Sit in a hot tub for 12 hours every fucking day? Just
Well, think about it. I
because
mean, it's
the
50
incentive
hours
matches
a
up to your
month.
CCV. Yeah.
I mean,
Like just
it's there, but I mean, it's still not healthy for the mind or the body. I think there's a bigger cover up that Twitch is downplaying right now, and I think, you know, they're already saying that they can't like maintain the revenue, so they're already losing that money. How are they going to afford all this if all of a sudden every creator now takes that incentive and they start taking another $1 million or $2 million a month?
Because we don't know how much they're taking out of this. Like they're keeping it all under wraps. This is very generic info. Again, that's a total
true.
pay. We don't know, because obviously you're going to get taxed on that naturally. But you know, then there's the fees on top of that, the payment fee, and whatever stupid fee that Twitch decides to put on your your shit for whatever reason.
Yeah, that 2,300 they may offer you may actually turn out to be in your pocket 14, maybe 1,300. So,
but we
Yeah,
don't.
see,
But this is the
crazy, isn't it?
streamers portion
Yeah.
of ad revenue. How much
So how
is
much
Twitch
Twitch making
gaining?
off the ad? Yeah.
I guarantee you
It's that-
substantially more than whatever that fucking figure
But if
is.
they can pay you $44,000, yeah, they're definitely making.
I mean, they're not doing it because they have to. They're doing it because they can.
if they're offering you 4 digits, they're probably making at least mid 5.
You'd think so, yeah.
Easily, yeah. Like they
They're
are,
going to
as I
hijack
said,
your channel to run those ads on. So they're going to be pushing those ads, and yet they're going to pay you nothing really.
Yeah, as I
So
said,
my point is,
Twitch
though,
wins
whether it's
regardless.
your channel at 15,000 concurrent viewers or it's my channel at 5, what is the difference? The ads are going to be the same on the
But the
same
ads are
amount.
seeing more eyes on the person that has the higher CCV.
But why does that
mean,
underrate
that-
my channel more? I mean, it's the same ads for the same period of time. 6 minutes of ads per hour. Why
Because
shouldn't
there
I
are
be paid for the same amount? Like,
less eyes, less money.
see, so that breeds that bigger problem again. Is it going to end up
That's it.
pushing a smaller streamer off the platform?
But this is the Twitch thing. This is what
Mhm.
Twitch does. They push
Yep.
for CCV. They push for viewers, for for subs. They push for all of this stuff because they don't care about the streamer. And I've said this countless. They do not give a flying toss about you as a content creator on their platform. It is all
Exactly, yeah.
about numbers and how much they're earning from that. That's
Yep.
it. You are an afterthought.
Yep. And it's sad that they're pushing down this pathway because, like I said, it just shows a bigger cover up.
I mean, they even got rid of the Prime, Twitch Prime, because so they can show more ads.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
I
The
mean,
Prime, so you can't skip the ads. It's
yeah.
crazy. I don't
Like,
even. I think I saw somewhere. Even the sub wasn't cutting out the ads.
on some subs, yeah. Like some people
it
who are
doesn't.
subbed. I think. Yeah, no, I did notice that. But like even like
Yeah.
unsubbed, because Lawrence was streaming over on Twitch. Remember, you popped over there. You got an ad. I
Yeah.
didn't.
As soon as I rolled in, it's like, hey, and I'm like,
Yeah, but neither of us are subbed to his channel. So either I got extremely lucky, or
you probably would have got the next ones in about 10 minutes at roll 3 or 4 at one time.
Yeah.
And yeah, old lady, we did cover that on the show a couple of weeks ago about them getting rid of the hosting as well.
Yeah.
But this is pushing the smaller streamer out. It's like, well, you're not meeting the criteria, so you're just here's a few dollars.
Yeah.
Shut up. Just sit down there and be quiet. That's
but
all.
This is
it's not
again but all of this is really lining up well, with kicking the smaller streamer out, holding on to the higher value streamers, and then merging them over to YouTube. It makes so much sense.
It's definitely, yeah. There's a lot of shadowing over that right now, and like we said with Google last show, that they got rid of Stadia, they're going to refund it. Why? Why would they put no time into it? Why would they not dedicate more time to it? Why wouldn't they hand it off to someone else and try and like grow it better? Why does all the Twitch dashboard look like a YouTube dashboard? Why do you get, reactions and things on your emails now from Twitch from a stream, not a video, from a stream?
Yeah.
Like why is that now a metric? Why has that been incorporated? So there's definitely something going on that's a little bit misaligned.
Yeah.
And a little bit fishy.
I mean, as we predicted, we think it's a transitional period. Twitch is getting people more used to the idea of the YouTube way of life.
Well, think about it. They ran that webinar, didn't they?
Looking at ad metrics and, and revenue, like ad revenue, all that sort of stuff. Where else do you see that? But YouTube. I mean, the whole YouTube thing is based around ad revenue.
Yeah.
That's so...
So I can just see that, this is potentially pushing a little bit harder on those that want to play with the ads. They'll go that direction, and the others will probably just fall off the train and just be like, I couldn't do 160 hours.
No.
Like I work a full-time job that gives me 40 hours. I can't do another 40 hours on top of that on stream a week. It's 16 hours in a day plus travel to and from work. So you're looking no sleep for 5-6 days a week.
Yeah, you're running yourself into the ground.
It's crazy.
You drive yourself crazy. But on the topic of money, so there was an after party for a handful of streamers after TwitchCon, and you know, it's the classic sort of, I'm better than everyone else sort of streamer after party. So this guy gifted 25 subs in a channel, right? To essentially prove his worth, so to speak, which already is a problem. That should not have happened.
It's like an initiation, really, isn't it?
But that's not even, it was. But that's not even the worst part. The worst part is that the guy who was running the party told him to get out because he didn't gift at least 50 subs.
Yeah.
Like, he stood there and told him to get the fuck out of the party and leave unless he was willing to donate. Like, he ended up spending like almost $300 Canadian or something to gift those subs.
And it wasn't
the
enough.
Fuck gives you the right to do that to someone.
I mean, 25 subs. I mean, come on. Like, I mean, one sub. Take the gift and be thankful that they even bothered with.
Just take it out altogether. Don't even have to gift subs. Don't do it. Hi, you're here for the after party? Welcome in.
Yeah, I'm serious. It's like, thanks for the gift, but why wasn't it expensive? It's like, come on.
Yeah, it's like, exactly that.
You gifted me like, a car, but it's not a Ferrari, so take it and shove it up your ass. It's a bit, I mean, that's and it's this mentality that they're breeding over there. Like, this is the problem.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Like, I mean, shit. I mean, someone comes in and gifts a sub in my channel. Holy crap! Please stop. One is enough. 25. But when you think about it, the minimum payout on Twitch now is 25 subs, isn't it? So he's basically giving him a month's payout.
I mean, it's $50.
Big streamer. Yeah, when you're talking big streamer, $50 is, please. My community give me 1,000 a day. Like, you're giving me $50. Like, come on. That's the mentality they're breeding, and this is what's going to translate when things explode over there.
And exploding they will do very soon. I mean, some of the things that came out of TwitchCon. I mean, this one. So IRL streamer Jake and Bake met up with Twitch president Dan Clancy at TwitchCon and said, "I don't feel confident as a streamer on the platform with someone who is that out of touch. I walked away feeling depressed." It's like, what? Why is someone running a platform who just genuinely, this goes on to everything we've just said, they don't care about you as a streamer.
It's on a downward spiral, and it's going to crash hard.
I mean, even Dan Clancy was on stage, and he was asked about, the 50-50 split and all that sort of stuff. Split. And it was, it was... They were political answers, they were said in such a way where it wasn't answered, but it was answered.
It was answered the Twitch way. It's like, kinda.
Yeah, it's like, I know we're aware of what's happening. That's sort of where it ended.
Yeah,
I mean,
there was a nothing response.
But like, even asked about the ads, that he rambled on about, we're looking into skippable pre-roll ads. Sorry, skippable pre-roll ads is not what everyone wants. People want less ads. That's what the argument was. But he took it as skippable pre-roll ads.
Exactly.
Right. I've said this like countless times. Twitch will always find a way to shove more ads in your face. It is their biggest money-making venture.
Yeah.
You have skippable ads at the start, they're going to shove more ads in the middle.
Yeah, it's going to keep evolving.
Yeah. So
Fantastic.
those incentives are just going to keep on going up and up, pushing that ad revenue.
But I mean, the responses from TwitchCon in those answers are no different to that gambling response. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna do nothing basically because it's already written here in US law that you can't do that unless it's US registered anyway. So yeah, we're gonna stop it if it's not US registered.
Yeah.
That's a nothing answer for a nothing subject. It was like it's completely the Twitch way.
I mean, yeah,
Like,
distracting people from what's actually going on is the Twitch way. And TwitchCon proved the shit out of that. They didn't talk about any of the new features at all, unless they were asked directly what was going on. I mean, they spent more money on the concert with Megan Thee Stallion and Master Chief than they did the entire fucking convention.
Yeah.
I mean,
are there not only that, but I mean, take a look at the Lenovo stand there with Adriana Cekic and a couple of the others who have come out with some pretty horrific injuries. Let's be honest. The Twitch cutting corners has obviously shown its ugly face there, and that's going to be another subject that we'll sort of cover and keep exploring as more information comes to light. But I mean, Memory Leak, I think you're onto something there with the liability. I think one way or another, it's either going to go Twitch side or Lenovo side. It depends on how that plays out, and that's why
there's
we don't
a pretty good chance it's going to go both ways.
If it hits the Twitch side, then it's just going to push the whole merger thing into appraisal, and it's probably going to show up a little more of I guess of a flow. But you know, I think something serious is about to happen with that. I think that in itself is a kettle that's about to boil over.
It's all going to come down to who they find responsible. That's who will pay. You know, financially, that's who will pay. But in the eyes of everyone,
I was going to say, no matter what,
Twitch is at fault.
It's TwitchCon, not Lenovo Con. It's their problem.
So we had. Sorry.
No, you're
right. So we had Adriana, who jumped off the stand and landed in the foam pit. I wouldn't even call it a pit. It's more concrete floor with some foam cubes on top of it.
Foam blocks.
That's really bad, and we're only talking like that deep, which is we're talking like 3/4 of a foot, really, of foam blocks, maybe even a foot deep, which really isn't a lot when someone jumps off the podium and lands in it ass first. Adriana ended up breaking her back in 2 places and now has a metal rod in her back and is still in hospital.
And we do wish her a speedy recovery as well.
Yeah, and in excruciating pain. Like she's tweeted out like this is pain she has never dealt with before in her life.
Yeah,
right. But she wasn't the only one. There was also another streamer who twisted their ankle and dislocated their knee. Again, at the Lenovo booth.
Of TwitchCon. So again, no matter which way it goes, it's going to look bad for Twitch.
Yeah.
You see, the biggest thing though is Twitch would have had to have looked over it. Twitch would have had to have looked at the plan to sign off on it to say yes, okay, we're going with that. So, there's got to be a certain point where Twitch is somewhat held accountable, even though they may
have to be
pass it to Lenovo.
I'm sorry. Like the way I see it, Twitch is 100% accountable for everything that happened in that Lenovo booth. They allowed that booth to be there and in that state, right?
Well,
Hey,
not
Shin,
only that,
Techno's already on
they
Glimish.
Yeah, okay. Well, then we're good. But but the thing is that it honestly all depends. If Twitch can say, "Hey, we had contractors look at it," they'll escape the legal thing. But like you said, there is no escaping the optics on this. There is no way at all.
No,
No, because I mean,
big thing.
but they agreed. Twitch agreed to whatever that booth was.
Yeah, 100%.
In the state that it was in.
Well, they would
Like,
have had to have looked over it. Like
they would have had
seen
people,
some sort of report on it.
Yeah, they would have had people overview the thing and think, it's all right. You know, it's like a foot of foam bricks. It's all good. I mean, it's pretty safe. You know, there's a large area. Yeah, if people fall over, they're not really going to hurt themselves. It's going to fall on Twitch regardless of what happens. Like, even if Twitch legally ends up not taking responsibility for this and they don't have to pay it forward, the general consensus of people are going to blame Twitch anyway. It happened at TwitchCon. It is their fault.
Touching on that, ATAR, it doesn't matter whether you signed a waiver or not. If it's proven to be negligence, waivers mean nothing. And because it's such a horrific injury, it's also caused nerve damage to her bladder and things like that.
I mean,
waivers really mean nothing at that point. So there's
big
repercussions coming from that.
Not only but according to U.S. law, the thing is that you have to take reasonable. You have to make reasonable effort to take care of everything before you can use a waiver. 3/4 of an inch of foam is not reasonable by any standards.
I mean, but like, there may not have been
exactly.
If it had been a 6-foot pit, then waivers, no problem.
But like, we don't know what was under those foam cubes. We're assuming it was just solid concrete. I mean, even if they'd put like a very thin sort of foam mat at the bottom, that's still not going to do anything. Like, she jumped high and landed on her tailbone in the pit. You could see her stop.
And she bounced too. And then she showed her hand this morning. The hand was bruised like right around the thumb and up into the wrist.
Yeah. So, that pit should have been there should have been like way more padding like than what was there.
Yeah. There was gaps and stuff. I mean, it's made to sort of protect like the average trip or stumble. It's not made to be taking people off
basically
off pedestals
the way they
from 3.5 feet in the air.
The way they designed it was, you've sort of just gone off the podium into the foam. You're pretty much safe. They
basically
obviously
on like American Gladiators or whatever, and it's like, we can do it for cheaper.
Hold
my beer. What's this?
Like, imagine if someone had jumped in feet first. Obviously their feet would have parted the foam bricks and just gone straight to that concrete floor. And, they could have just shattered bones or whatnot. The risk was too high, and they just should not have done what they did.
No. We blew our budget on the music. Get the foam out.
If you've seen the concert, you will agree with that statement.
Yeah, it was, again, I mean, they're cutting revenue. They're already bleeding money, but yet they go and throw this amount of money out. It doesn't make much sense. It really doesn't.
I mean, like, there are people who just straight up now, because of that incident happening, will not go to another TwitchCon.
But not only that, we saw 2 different sexual assault claims from streamers as well.
Yes, they're not proven by any means. They are.
One
very
has
much
actually come out and said that if you're going to be doing that around drunk men, you got to get over it. Like that's been openly stated on public.
Okay,
that's been confirmed.
I do know of one that was very out there.
Vague.
That was there's no real proof about that.
Yeah.
you know, and the person they were trying to throw under the bus that was sort of wasn't their demeanor, like on a regular basis. So
But even
I don't
so,
know.
like you've got all that happening at TwitchCon, and then they come out with these ad incentives to try and overshadow that, try and push that underneath. It's I don't know.
Twitch is going under. There is no
Something's
denying
that
it.
sinker's shipping. Like that
I mean,
that ship is seriously sinking.
yeah,
It's just
we're at a stage now
when does it
where
go under?
there's literally something new every week. Like
Oh, I mean,
something's
it's
happened.
Well,
You know,
honestly, I don't think it's going to go anywhere until Amazon can seriously separate it as an actual cost of dropping their revenue.
yeah,
Right now, it's still being bundled within a section of Amazon. But if they lose
Yeah.
enough money that they have no choice but to separate, to pretty much quarantine it, then that's when you're going to see changes. That's why you're not seeing changes now, because it's bundled within the entertainment section of Amazon, along with Prime Video, Amazon Music, and all that other stuff.
Yep.
And despite all the issues, everything else is making just enough money to cover it.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but it doesn't as well, considering the amount they pay out from Twitch. I mean, you would think that it's got to be eating into that entertainment budget somewhere. Yeah, whether Amazon's paying for the server cost to take that elimination off Twitch so it doesn't count as a cost, so to speak, or it's got to be happening somewhere, because I think it was either 1920 or the 2021 budget that I read, they lost $300 million just out of Twitch alone. It's not all cookies and cream over there. That's the problem.
Yeah, but
So
they
it's
can
got to be
easily
eating
hide.
into a budget.
That can easily be hidden under AWS, which is itself a separate unit.
Yeah, but
It's
again,
basically rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just like move that over there and slide this here so it doesn't look as bad.
yeah. I give Twitch less than a year. I honestly do. I think in less than a year we're going to see the severe decline of Twitch.
I think if you look at the last 12
Or-
months of Twitch, it's kind of shown that.
Yeah. Like
Because it's just
whatever.
gradually gone backwards.
I don't even think anyone would buy them. Memory.
Well, I know Tencent has been earmarked as well.
I mean,
I don't know whether that was a
rumor.
tongue-in-cheek
Yeah.
moment. Hey, would you still stream there if Tencent owned it or whatever? But I mean, let's be honest, Tencent's not one to shy away from a fight either.
No, but like Tencent
Yeah,
owned
so-
Trovo, right?
Yeah,
Well,
you've
no.
seen that Trovo has been referred to as the digital sweatshop.
I'm not
And
sure
Twitch said, hey,
because
they
it's
own
still
it.
not showing up
Let's
in the
do
Tencent
that.
portfolio.
Because it's being considered a
It's a donation,
the-
not an
it's
ownership.
showing up as a subsidiary of Tencent America, and that's what shows up
Right.
on Tencent's major thing.
Okay.
Because yeah, when they first started, I know Tencent actually like gave them X amount of money, but they weren't actually like on the portfolio technically as like an owner or one of their circle.
They
So
gave
whether
them enough
something's
money
changed
to,
on that or not.
Well, the thing is that according to U.S. law, they were given just enough money to be what's called in U.S. business law an affiliation. Anything that is affiliation or below does not need to be reported.
That's right. So the 30 mil they gave at the start of the Trovo 500 program probably doesn't mean that they're in that position. So whether they technically are still ownership or whether it's just a subsidiary and they're partly in it, I don't know.
Right.
But I know it doesn't show up in the portfolio.
If Tencent did buy Twitch for whatever reason, I can guarantee you they would still shut it down. They would buy it out, be like, oh, hey, we've already got this other platform that's actually doing quite well. Move everyone
go to
over to
AWS.
Trovo.
Yeah.
shut Twitch down completely, and I can see that's how they would do it. I couldn't see them running it side by side. There'd just be too much
Yeah, I
going
wouldn't
on
see them running
to manage
two
that.
side by side unless they take Trovo Live and they shift that to be more European based and they keep Trovo.tv per se as the main
Don't know.
I can see them running it because it'd be different case uses, and
Yeah.
they're already trying to set up. They're trying to set up Trovo as the anti-Twitch. If there's a world where they did buy Twitch, you have, hey, if you're X, come to Twitch. If you're Y, we've got Trovo.
Yeah.
And of course, then of course, there's a lot of people who, under that circumstance, wouldn't even realize that, whether it's X or Y, it's still the same company.
Yeah. It's funny that you say that, though, like that Trovo is trying to be the anti-Twitch, yet they're a Twitch clone in so many ways.
Yeah, they just copy the same process.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, something's going to happen with Twitch in the next 12 months. I mean, whether it's a YouTube takeover and they split the whole streaming back to Twitch for the streaming and the YouTube for the videos or whatever, I don't know. But I'm still more inclined to think that YouTube is going to do something with Twitch. I think there's something there that's going to happen.
I don't think it'll be a year. I think what'll happen is they'll have an executive shakeup and bring in somebody to, quote, steer, turn the ship around. And
I
if
think
it
it's
doesn't
too late
work,
for that.
then they won't. Then you'll see them trying to spin it off into a separate unit.
Well, didn't they just have a CEO change because like 5 of their top guys all left anyway?
That was as a
Was
result.
it in the last?
That was
6
as a
months ago?
result of Amazon buying them. That was just them ending their contracts from when Twitch was separate. Now
Right.
you're in the tenure of the Amazon first Amazon executives. That's still got to have
Right.
time to play out.
Mm.
No, I think Twitch is too far gone. There's no possible way
There's no turning it around. No, it's
that
definitely
even if they brought in someone new, we're not talking Xbox here, where Phil Spencer steps in and actually somehow managed to shake up the whole thing and did a really good job at it. We're talking, something way bigger than Xbox. You would need to essentially just strip everything out of Twitch and rebuild it. And because of how it's structured, that just would not be feasible. You wouldn't be able to do it. It's not like launching Twitch 2.0 and just sort of disregarding the original Twitch. It's just not going to happen. Sorry. Don't like it. But as we come to the end of the show, though, I found this one on Twitter, and I'm sorry, I cannot help myself. I'm usually the one to bring out the really dumb shit at the end of the show, and I have no shame for it. A mother from Texas has warned parents that showing their children Hocus Pocus 2 might unleash hell on your kids and in your home. She said, "Do not watch this film. Everybody thinks it's fake and innocent, but they could be casting any type of spell they want to. Anything could be coming through that TV screen into your home." Oh,
please tell me her name was Karen. Please tell me her name was Karen.
I would love to say that. Man, people are weird.
But this is a parent.
I honestly have to say she's right, because apparently whatever trailer she was watching, they cast a stupidity spell and it worked on her. So,
I mean, maybe she's under a spell.
Every night, I bet. So I mean, yeah, exactly. Like,
I found that and I read that and I just couldn't help myself. That is too stupid for me to pass up. It had to be done.
I mean,
it's almost as good as the metaverse, really.
Has anybody in chat seen Hocus Pocus 2? Have you had any ill side effects from it? Just curious.
Yeah.
I mean,
Are you wanting to take over the world and eat children? No, nothing. Oh,
like,
that's a shame.
I mean, it's yeah.
I haven't even
I
seen the first
mean-
one, so it's like,
Oh, blasphemy! No, you've got to at least watch the first one.
I mean, the fact that she said don't watch it on your TV because it could come. What about the movie screens? What about rear projection? Can I watch it from my rear projector on the wall? Like, is that going to be a thing? Is that
if I
okay?
watch
Like,
it on a phone, am I only going to get a quarter of the full impact?
yeah, what if I watch it on a tablet? Like, is that going to get like? I mean,
If I squint at the TV really hard, I'm pretty sure I'm safe.
what if I watch it with my 3D glasses on so my eyes are protected? Is that going to change it? Like, I mean, fucking hell.
Just be sure to wear
Some
your
people-
tinfoil hat. Everything will be fine.
Yeah, what if I got a magnet? If I poke the magnet at the screen with a garlic stick, is that going to change it all? Am I going to be safe? Like,
Oh, it's
I
gonna
mean-
garble up the spell that's being cast on you. Obviously.
I just, I mean,
Sorry.
some people, I mean,
I had to do it.
some people just shouldn't. I mean, please, just no.
Yeah. Anyway.
I was really hoping we could sidestep that and you wouldn't get
Nah,
that in this
sorry,
show.
nah,
but God
absolutely
damn it.
not. No. No, you know me. If I'm gonna put it in there, I'm gonna do it.
You shit of a job.
Anyway.
Ah, damn. Yes. Anyway, moving on. So drop the links there in chat for our social media, guys. If you haven't already joined the Discord, please come in. You want to be a part of the show, like Shinzakura has been today. Feel free. Join the Discord. Be around for that. Also, don't forget our Twitter as well. You guys can keep up with the tweets that we post and look out for special guests, and also the YouTube channel. We are pushing for the custom link. So remember, all those subs help get that custom link.
We haven't got our handle yet, so we're still waiting on that too. Waiting for YouTube to pull their finger out. We also
got my handles. I've got practically nothing on my channels.
Oh, I haven't had the option to do it yet.
Yeah, no, not yet.
Yeah. Also, our special announcement is still on hold.
Still in the works. It's coming. It is in the works.
I know we've been teasing this for so long. But dead set, it's like every time we get somewhere, something happens, and then we're gonna wait longer, and then something happens, and we're gonna wait longer again. We're getting there.
Yeah.
We promise we're getting there. It's coming.
It is there. We've got something in the backgrounds we are working on. And yeah, we're excited to bring it. It's just logistics is holding everything up right now. It's typical freaking everything is just a problem.
Just please say it's not SideNote at next year's TwitchCon.
No, God.
Oh, Shin, you just ruined it, man.
Oh,
We're just
sorry
talking
about
about
that.
logistics. Oh, God. We were going to go there with our Glimmer shirts on. And
You're
Glimmer
going
hats.
to bring a full foot of foam padding for the floor?
We're going to take our
it'll
own
be
photos, all right?
us wrapped in bubble wrap.
Yeah,
walking
bubble
into
wrap,
TwitchCon,
tinfoil
yeah.
hats on.
This is the comment that will kill you today.
I mean,
Pretty crazy.
side note at PAX Oz, maybe 1 year.
Man,
Who knows?
potentially. Have to keep your eyes up.
Yeah.
Again, follow the social medias though. It's definitely coming. There's some big things coming for the show, so we're really excited. We want to share it with you guys first. So again, make sure you jump in the Discord. Again, that's probably where you're going to see it first. Twitter, probably very close second, and then obviously it'll be announced on the show. So again,
Yep.
as always, if you want to join us or you want to be in Shinzakura's place and share your thoughts and opinions, please bounce in the Discord and come and join us. About every 2 weeks, Sunday nights here on SideNote is where you will find us.
Yes.
So once again, Shinzakura, thank you for joining us. We really do appreciate it. We
Thank
appreciate
you for
your
having me
time and
on.
your opinions, as always. Memory Leak, hoping to get you back soon. If you're,
Yes.
if you're up to discuss certain features, and when you're ready. So we'll get you back in there at some point.
Yes, I'm very excited about
But
that
yeah.
one if that happens.
So everyone who's joined us live on Glimish, thank you so much. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, thank you again for tuning in. And make sure you hit those subscribe buttons and the bells. All the links will be in the bottom of the video. We will see you guys on the next one.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.